Hi, this is Victor Antonio with Sales Influence. They always say that asking great questions is the best way to really get customers to think about your product and your service in a good way. But it's also a good way to control the conversation or move customers or nudge them in a certain direction. Do you think that's true? Is it possible to ask a sequence of questions and have the customer arrive at a conclusion you already predetermined? Is that possible? I think it is. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to prove to you that it is possible to guide somebody and have them reach a conclusion that you've already predetermined. So here's what I want you to do. Grab a piece of paper. Go ahead, take your time. Grab a piece of paper. Got it? All right. With a pen, pencil, doesn't matter. I want you to pick a number between 1 and 10. Go ahead and write that number down. Done? All right. Now I want you to take that number and I want you to multiply it by 9. Should have a new number. Okay? Now, I want you to take that number that you have, it should be a 2-digit number. Add those 2 digits together, you should get a single-digit number. And if it was already a single-digit number, then, well, just add 0, which means it's the same number. So do you now have a single number? Do you have it? Good. Now, you have a single-digit number. What I'd like you to do right now is subtract the number 5 from that number. You should get a new single-digit number. Got it? Now, that number should relate to a letter in the alphabet. So if the number is 1 that you have now, put the letter A. If you have the number 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5, E, you get the idea. You now should have a letter in front of you. Now, look at that letter, and I want you to think of a European country that begins with that letter. Go ahead, think about it. A European country that begins with that letter. Got it? Write out the name. Okay, got the country down. Here's what I want you to do now. I want you to stare at the country name and look at the second letter in that name. And then look at the second letter, and I want you to think of a large mammal that begins with that letter. So look at the second letter in that country name and think of a large mammal that begins with that letter. Write the name of that mammal down. Do you have it? Perfect. Now, as you're visualizing that mammal, I also want you to write down the color of that mammal. Got it? So you should have a country, you should have the name of a mammal, and the color of that mammal. Got it? All right. Tell me if this makes any sense. There are no gray elephants in Denmark. Did you have it? Did you see it? Did you have gray? Did you have Denmark? Did you have elephant? If you did, I was able to nudge you via video to reach a conclusion I already predetermined you should arrive at. So is asking questions effective? The answer is, yeah, there are no gray elephants in Denmark. This is Victor Antonio with another Sales Influence Moment reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how and when you know how to ask questions. Take care.